Everyone, welcome back, Callan Boy Sportscast. Another episode here with also LFA Tyler Stout. Man, how you doing?
I'm good, brother, man. Just putting some work in over at Two Brothers. Came up to the noon training. I'm up here. I got my little cousin Brad and pro fighter also on the card. We got Keiston McClain in here today, getting some rounds in with me.
Well, that is awesome. Definitely, you have the top training partners with you and build up the character that way right there, man, which is awesome.
That's right, brother.
So how's so far? Obviously, see, training right now is doing pretty good. So how's it going?
Yeah, everything's good, man. I got one of my head striking coaches, Derek Dispinette, over at Two Brothers Muay Thai, and then we got my MMA coach, the legendary Jason Y. And we got some good guys over here at Two Brothers that have always been my teammates for about 2 years now. And then Jason Y, I've been working with him for I would say about 6 months. I've been on the team with him as well. We brought him into the training camp, and we got a group of flyweights there. We got me, another pro, a Torian Cook, and then we got a high level amateur, Desmond Lewis. He's actually fighting for his first belt May 30th for Hard Rock. So
Okay.
we're all training hard, man. We got a good group going. Training camp's never been better. So.
Well, speaking of Hard Rock, that was definitely my first main event ever, like post fight ever, which is completely an honor. So, which is awesome. I'm able to speak to you again because here you are going to LFA from obviously Hard Rock's a good, amazing promotion, but coming like LFA is an honor, which is nice to speak to you for it. How does it feel to go to LFA?
Honestly, it feels great, man. It feels like the step that I've been waiting for. You know, as soon as I went pro, I was signed a deal with Fury FC, and
Mm-hmm.
it went okay. And then I kind of fell back off of that because I had the wrong guidance at first
Okay.
with who I was with. I'm not gonna say who it was or what was going
Yeah.
on, but I got out of that situation, and then I took a fight for a combat night and kind of got back in the groove. And then I ended up taking a short notice fight out in Denver. Taking a risk out there, trying to get my first pro belt. It didn't work out, and then I had to come back and just take a step back and get back to the drawing board. So we took that Hard Rock fight, and then honestly, I really wasn't myself in that fight. I had a lot of some mental health issues going on that whole training camp, and then the fight week leading up to the weight cut. I had a real big life situation that happened to me. Um, but we got through it. We still showed up. We still made weight. We fought. And I just feel like my killer instinct was a little bit off in the last fight as far as just not giving a fuck about much or nothing. And I respected Ronnie. I respected the promotion. But I had way too much on my mind stepping into the cage that night. And I kind of had to block everything out that was going on in my life just to be able to do what I love and step in that cage and go to battle. And it ended up going my way that night. We had a tough opponent and Ronnie Burton. And I learned a lot from that fight. It was my first 15-minute fight, first time going to a decision. And all I've heard with my whole career is if I can't knock you out, I can't beat you. And apparently that's not true anymore. So we're looking forward to LFA. You know, whatever happens, happens. But I plan on going out there and then putting on a devastating show for my hometown.
Well, definitely, your head looks very clear. I appreciate for like speaking about that, everything like that regarding that happened. Of course, there's always a mental block of things. Of course, but it seems like you're a fighter. Of course, you are, and you look top shape now. Like your head seems awesome and clear, which is amazing. So, and I appreciate you for speaking to me because it's to the point where I got you middle of training. So here it is. The hard work is obviously put in today. So
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got another session later too with Jason Y and them. So this is the first session of the day. We're gonna call it here soon. Go get some lunch and get ready for the next one.
man, that's gotta be exhausting, but it seemed like you're handling it pretty well. But
Yeah.
what I want to get down to the nitty gritty of things, but it's because obviously I spoke to you before. But do you feel like is like what is your? I don't want to give out your fight plan completely and stuff like that. But what do you feel like is definitely your fight plan? I don't know your opponent. I don't know your opponent really, but what does you feel like is the best like I guess fight plans you can have against your opponent right now?
He's a young cat, man. He's a good fighter. Looks to lean more of the striker side.
Okay.
His wrestling's good. I think his jiu-jitsu's good. But he definitely seems more of a striker. Um, I plan on going in there and implementing my will and doing what I know I'm best at, man. It doesn't really matter what he's coming in there to do. All that matters is what I'm going to go in there and do. I'm going to go in there and stand my ground. I'm going to put pressure on the kid. I'm gonna put patient pressure on him, and we'll see what happens, man. But I'm coming for the knockout for sure.
Hey, that's always the best goal is a finish, is a
Yeah.
100% finish. But so I like to get personal with a fighter, especially. But it's I seen a little bit of your social and stuff like that. But what built you as a character to become a fighter?
What built my character as a fighter, man, is I was kind of a troublemaker growing up, and a lot of street fights, a lot of I've probably been in more big ass group fights than I've got 16 fights total in the cage, but I've probably been in more group fights, like gang type style fights
Okay.
than one on one street fights. I've always been in some type of mess. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm from Germantown, but I lived in Louisiana my high school years. I ended up dropping out of school, going to military school. I lived on a base for 6 months, and you can only imagine how that is. The military school I went to was kind of, it was kind of like jail, and you had a lot of bad kids in there. A lot of kids that wanted to get their GED. A lot of kids trying to, the judge, they're in jail, and the judge is giving them an opportunity to complete a program. So it was just a lot of different diverse cultures in there, and a lot of fighting, a lot of learning how to be a man, an adult, and you got sergeants on your ass, and that helped build my character. When I got out of military school, I ended up moving back to Louisville, and the trouble kind of continued because it was just my lifestyle. I've kind of been in the streets my whole life as far as the way I would hustle and get money and things like that. And I've always pretty much been on my own since I was 17. My parents had me when they were young, so I've always kind of been treated like their little brother. So I've kind of just always ran and done my own thing. I didn't really have much guidance in my life. And then, after my stint in Louisville, I started training. I got some trouble. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to an MMA gym, and it's because I've always been interested in the sport. I've been in the
Yeah.
boxing gym since I was a kid, and karate, and I wrestled a little bit before I dropped out of high school. And I was like, man, I'm tired of getting in trouble. I feel like my life's on the line. I'm gonna go walk in this gym and see what happens, see where it goes. And first day I went, I got mopped the floor with, man. And I said, no, we ain't having that. I showed up the next day, showed up the next day, and showed up the next day. And eventually it led to where I'm at now. We ended up moving to Florida. My son was born down in Florida. I started my amateur career down there, and just kind of took off ever since. I've never gone 3 months without a fight. I've had back to back training camps, man, and it just built my character as a fighter and as a human being and as a man and as a father. And it just kind of took off from there, and now we're 16 fights deep, going on 17. So
Now that's obviously definitely an amazing record automatically have, especially this early and stuff like that in your career. And it's fighting consistently. Obviously, you're always going to stay in shape every single time.
yeah,
But what do you feel like the training that you felt like so far is like the new training that you had recently and stuff like that? Have you feel like it helped you a lot in the long run? Or is it how do you feel differently? I guess in the long run.
absolutely no, because when I came back to Louisville from Florida, I was with another gym here in the city, and they're mainly jiu-jitsu, grappling gym, and me and that coach didn't end up working out. So I tried to get Derek Dispinet involved, and the other coach he wasn't really having it. So we kind of went our separate ways. I came over here and joined Derek, and we're mainly a striking gym here. We got MMA guys, we got MMA fighters, but we didn't. We were kind of going other places looking for other coaches to get involved. And Louisville's a small town, man. So when it comes to the MMA gyms out here, it's a lot of button heads, a little bit, I would say.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we were trying to just find, fill in the gaps as far as the other aspects of the game. And I ended up, I fought one of Jason Wise's pupils in the Torian Cook. We fought when we were amateurs. And then after me and him fought, we became real good friends. And Jason ended up reaching out to me one time for one of AD's camps and asked me if I would join and help out. And I jumped right on it in hopes that I would get the same in return. And as soon as I got there, I realized that I wasn't just there to help them. I realized that I was there for to not only to help them, but for they wanted to help me, and they wanted me to jump on board with them. And I got Jason and Derek Dispinet on the same page, and we're all grinding, working together, man, and it's working out perfect. It's filled a lot of gaps that I've had in my game for the past couple of years as far as training, and it's going so perfect. It's going so smooth, man. I love these guys to death, and I'm just super grateful and super happy to be in the position I'm in right now, man. To be honest with you.
because it's definitely an honor, to see the growth of Hard Rock to here. And obviously, I'm not saying anything about Hard Rock at all because Hard Rock is definitely top promotion, but it's like an honor to speak to you to basically just progress the whole entire of your career, and like especially with like UFC or PFL or something like that, or even the new MVP. But so what
UFC.
is after
UFC.
LFA? Of course, what would you definitely have to talk to you the whole entire way of your whole entire career. I would appreciate it. Hey, I'm here. So but what do you feel like? Hopefully, obviously, this is going to be an awesome win for you. I don't want to say it, but hey, I have faith in you. Of course, everything goes, but like I have faith in you, especially the whole entire way. But what do you feel like would be next after LFA? Of course, if someone's picking you up, like what do you feel like the best course of action for you that way? What would you like to do?
Hopefully, I've been in talks with my management, and we're hearing that if I can go out here and put on a good performance, man, that we'll get tied in with the LFA and get more opportunities with them, and hopefully I can get that deal with them locked in, and they'll build a little bit of a market around me in Louisville, and then hopefully get picked up by the UFC from then. So hopefully I'm looking at you know no more than 4 fights, man. I want to fight probably 4 more times, and then I'm UFC ready, man. I want to go.
Yeah, because
I want that money. I want them to dangle that bonus in front of my face, and I'm trying to get after it, man. I want to. I'm 29 years old, so I want to. I want to. I'm not looking too far ahead. This is my focus is on this fight, but since you're asking the question, I want to get through. Get a contract with the LFA and hopefully get fed to the UFC from there.
yeah, because you're definitely in the right track right now. I mean, LFA, it's a feeder company. LFA pushes like the top tier. Like the last LFA event I went to was in Clarksville, and I was the main event. He went straight to the UFC after that. So I got his poster, but I didn't get to hang it up. But yeah, so to the point, you're fighting in like the most top promotion, especially right now. For me, LFA, I'm pretty sure it was ranked in the top 10 of top promotions itself. So I feel like it's definitely the strong suit. But
I
so
mean, well,
what is
even with the Hard Rock thing, like Hard Rock is a more of a local promotion here.
mhm.
But that's the only lower I wouldn't even call it lower level, but just as far as being local here,
Yeah.
but I still got a tough opponent. It's not like I'm not getting any step downs in opponents.
Yeah.
No matter what promotion it is, I'm having to fight tough ass guys regardless. So I'm just glad that I get to fight a tough opponent under the biggest of lights outside the UFC.
Yeah,
So
because I personally didn't really know who your opponent is. I hate to ask you, so it's kind of I don't know if you can or not, but hey, that'd be awesome. But so is there anything you'd like to say, especially to your listeners, stuff like that, to mine that would basically promote for younger generation fighters that push it? What would you say to them if they was able to ask you that question right now?
I would say the first thing I would say is you got to be disciplined. You
Okay.
got to be disciplined. You can't. This game is gonna cost you a lot. It's gonna take a lot from you. It's gonna give you a lot as well. But this game calls for sacrifices. And if whatever God's got planned for you, if it's this game, if it's not, you'll find out because it's not for everybody. So if you get in this game and you're disciplined, you stick with it, and this is what God's got for you, then it's gonna be meant to be. Stick with it, and no matter the ups and downs, if you love it, if it's for you, if you feel it in your heart and your gut that this is for you, stay with it. Find a good team. Find good coaches. Find people that really care and love you, and want to see you win. Because there's a lot of people out here that they just want to take your money. They just want to take your money. They want to take your credit, and stay away from those guys, man. It's going to be trials and tribulations with this game when it comes to the young cats, but um, don't let don't let the politics in this game take away from what you need to do to get to to the next level for you.
Man, I appreciate you. Is so anything you want to say before we log off here? Like, want to announce if anything like that, announcements, anything like that as well before you get off?
I just want to shout out to my teammates. I want to shout out to Torian Cook, Desmond Lewis, Keiston McLean, Silas Cannon. I want to shout out my coach, Derek Dispinette, Jason Y, Zachary Grasso. I want to give a shout out to Bryant Haynes, Jacob Stump Yancey. He's on the card too. Um, and really, man, my sponsors, Love Liquors, Mr. Beat the Books, Danny's Bullies. Let's see who else we got. Tattoo Pat, Patrick Carter.
Let's go.
We got who else we got, man? We got a 502 Tree Service. We got a bunch of sponsors, man. We
Let's
rocking and
go.
rolling this camp. But I want to say shout out Carolina boys. Shout out to my
Absolutely.
city, Louisville, the 502, man. We're coming to rock and roll, man. We're gonna build a market here for the fight game. I know we're a little bit behind compared to other states, but we're making our way up, man. And I'm the guy here right now. When it's everybody else's turn to be the guy, I'll support them, and I'll be there just to watch them and watch their ride. But right now it's my turn. I'm the fucking guy. So let's go.
And,
LFA,
and
LFA 235, June 19th. Let's go, baby. Tie no smoke.
absolutely. Now, shout out to, of course, Eddie and, of course, of Trust Ace for
Yeah,
setting
yeah.
this interview up. I appreciate you giving me the time to speaking to me, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. It was nice talking to you.